You look like a bunch of fifth-grade sissies after a cat fight. You got anger, that's good. You're gonna need it, son. You got aggression, that's even better. You're gonna need that too. But any little 2-year-old child can throw a fit. Football is about controlling that anger, harnessing that aggression into a team effort to achieve perfection. When you put that uniform on, that Titan uniform, you better come to work.
Hey guys,
Everything's better with Denzel.
everything. I forgot to change. All right.
Change what? Oh,
Please take off my hoodie.
you got to represent.
Yes, I do actually. Well, we hope everybody's doing well.
2 weeks have come and gone. Lots of good
They're
events.
gone. That's it.
Yeah.
Week 3 is up.
So another week of aerial assist and another week of controversy and on quite a few levels. So
Doesn't end.
we have quite a bit to talk about tonight.
Lots to talk about.
Both on the good and bad side.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, welcome to week 2 results episode of Mike and Justin in the Morning.
We're looking
the
forward to
FRC
it.
Top 25.
Yeah,
Trying to get
whatever.
away from that. So, glad you guys can make it. Thank you so much for being here. We know you guys take time out of your busy schedule to be here, so thank you for that. We got a lot planned today. We're going to talk about a lot of teams.
Yep.
We have a couple call-ins tonight.
Yeah,
So
we're
it'll be,
we're excited about that.
Pretty exciting. So, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so of course, whoa, I could hear myself. That was scary. Like we've been talking about since I think before premiere night even, our sponsorship with Vex Pro, they're our exclusive sponsor this year. We're really excited to have them on board. We're kind of, as you're going to see tonight, there's even some new stuff that we're trying out tonight, and all of that is made possible because of their support for our show, so we can't thank them enough. Also, we're going to kind of consider tonight a light version of our show. Team 340, the team that Mike and I both mentor, are competing this week. And there's a big snowstorm about to hit the Rochester area, which is where we're from. So instead of traveling tomorrow during the middle of the blizzard, our advanced team is going to head out to Albany, New York for the Tech Valley Regional tonight after the show. So we spent a lot of time. We were supposed to leave tomorrow, so we're leaving tonight. So we spent a lot of time at the school today packing and getting ready. So the show kind of had to send the back burner a little bit more than we'd like. But it's just the nature of we're trying to run a show and compete as hard as we can.
Yeah.
And it comes into, sometimes they butt heads a little bit. But hopefully it's still going to be a great show. Like Mike said, we got a lot to talk about. And why don't you start with one of our new features, Mike? The blogs.
Oh, gotcha. So we've started a whole new, a lot of cool things on our website. A lot of people have been sending us some of the blogs about what's happening in California, what's happening in Michigan, what's up in Mar, what's up in New Hampshire. So check it out on the website, frctop25.com/blogs. You can see it right there on the bottom of the screen.
With our nice Mike Stark design.
Lower third is the
Yeah.
official name
Sure
for
is.
it. So check that out. There's a lot of cool things on there. People dive really in depth to some of the competitions that happen, and they're going to be doing that for us weekly. So we're really excited about that. So like we said earlier, we have a couple call-ins tonight that we're going to do. We have Pauline Taskey, we're going to call in today, and we're going to call in with the drive team later today.
Yeah. So Pauline's going to kind of provide us with some information about what happened on the West Coast. She's going to kind of be our West Coast correspondent, our eyes out there. And then we're going to talk to the drive team from the Mavericks 2252 who competed this weekend at the Crossroads. Half their drive team. It's going to be Lydia and Alex from their drive team. They're going to talk about kind of a drive team's perspective of what they've been noticing and talk about some stuff with them. So that's going to be exciting too. Do you have something?
I was going to say, as always, you can email us at mikeandjustinitm@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at FRCTop25. We'll be checking that throughout the entire show tonight.
Yeah, and again, tonight's a light show, so keep that in mind. But in the future, we'd even be open to having, and we did this last year, people can call in and kind of ask questions on the air and have a discussion with us that way, too. We actually tested out with Libby Kamen in our after show last week, And the way we've kind of got our nice audio mixer here, brought to you by Vex Pro, we're able to do it really, really nicely. So we're excited to expand on that. So something to keep in mind for the future.
Yeah. So with no further ado, we should have Pauline on the line right now. So Pauline, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, look how good that works.
How are you?
That was good.
All right. So there were two regionals in California last weekend, Central Valley and San Diego. So I want to talk about San Diego first since I was actually there. So, okay. At San Diego, it was a 60-team event, and before elimination started, like after all the qualification matches, two teams went undefeated, 987 and 3476, so the High Rollers and Code Orange. At the event, I kind of noticed that it was really, really defensive, like way more than CDR. It was just a very defensive event. And in the finals, it was 1266, 330, and 4486 versus 987, 2485, and 3250. Going into the final match, everyone kind of assumed that 987's Alliance would win, 987, and
right.
the loss and everything. But after the first final match, 330 and 1266 and 4486 kind of just came out of nowhere and dominated the first final match. It was kind of insane, and everyone in the crowd went crazy.
Uh-huh.
I bet.
Everyone loves an underdog.
And then during the second final match, the win, like the team who scored more points was actually 987, 2045, and 3250. But due to a tech foul, 330 ended up winning the regional.
Wow.
Because of the tech foul?
There's a lot of mixed feelings.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. And 987 also won Engineering Inspiration. And then Chairman's went to 3476 Code Orange, which their rookie year was 2011, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
I kind of cried a little bit. Kind of insane.
Yeah, that is pretty.
A little biased. CDR, so now CDR.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually went undefeated. Even the Cheesy Poops went undefeated at CDR. Opposed to SC, where there was a lot of defense, this one was really offensive. Like, there was a lot of offense.
Mm-hmm.
And the weird thing is that the first seed of the Lions, 254, chose a 43rd seeded team, which was 973.
Yeah, crazy.
Which was insane. And the second seeded chose the fourth, and the third, which was 696, chose the 26th seeded team. So it was like the seeds didn't really matter at this game. It was same fair at CDR, and it was kind of crazy.
It was, yeah. I mean, watching that unfold was pretty crazy, and seeing them, pick so low. I think a lot of people were surprised by that.
Yeah, it was insane. And in the finals, it ended up being 254, 973, and 2135 versus 1671, 1323, and 3970. And side note, 1323 shooter was like beautiful. It was the most powerful one I've ever seen. It doesn't even shoot with like a parabola. It shoots like straight up. It was wonderful.
Awesome.
It was beautiful. So 254's Alliance ended up winning. And 1671 was rank 1 most of the weekend, dropped the second, and ended up winning Chairman's and being finalist. And then 2135 won Engineering Inspiration as well as winning the regional. So that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome. Sounds like an exciting couple of events in California.
It was really exciting.
Yeah. How does this rate with some of the events you've been to before?
Like Inland Empire last week.
Yeah.
Inland Empire last week, it was very mellow. There wasn't that many teams at Inland, so going to San Diego this time around, there were just so many teams, and like I said, it was very a lot of people played a lot of defense. It was really just strict defense. Like in the elimination matches, it was just trying to get the ball away from the other. It wasn't like people were shooting a lot. The scores weren't as high as FCVR. It was just so defensive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's really hard for us to kind of have eyes everywhere, and having you out there in California watching things for us and calling in the show, we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pauline. Anytime you want to call in, we'd love to have you.
Anytime. Did a
That
great
was
job.
awesome.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you to Pauline for that call. That was awesome.
Yeah, it takes us it's a lot for us to go through, especially Mike and I are both busy with non-robotics related stuff. So we have people like that can help us out. We certainly appreciate it. And like Mike said, if you check out our blogs, fctop25.com/blogs, our What's Up in Michigan, all of our stuff like that people have been contributing to for us is going to be up there. And you want to introduce Jeff as well? Jeff Bunka, he's going to be doing MAR for us?
Yes, Jeff. He is. Jeff Bunka is doing What's Up. Oh, he wants him to be Mark My Words. Mark My Words.
Mark My Words.
So you can check that out on our website down there. You can see it.
Yep, he's the head mentor for Power Chord.
Yeah.
And we had a chance to talk with him when we went to Midnight Mayhem, the off-season event. Great guy, super smart. He's going to cover the MAR district for us, so we're really appreciative of that.
Pretty sure we'll have him on a call in next week. He was busy setting up a district event this week, so he wasn't sure he could make it. But
and they had their team at a little unbagged time, I think.
Yeah,
in the
that's
district,
it. Yep,
so
that's
he
it.
was working on that.
So expect a call from him next week, and maybe some other people as well. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, if anybody else wants to, we'll always take questions. And even if you have a question you would like to call in, we tried that out last year and it worked well. So if you have a question, you can just send us an email with your phone number, and we can maybe make something happen.
Absolutely. So thanks again to Pauline. And now we're going to kind of move into the top 25.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so in case you're just joining us, this week's episode is going to be a little bit of an abridged version. We really enjoy doing the recaps and the previews, but just preparing for our regional this week and student teaching and nursing school going on, it just kind of got a pretty crazy week. So we'll be back at it again next week. We were both I'm on spring break next week. So
I'm not, but it would be nice to have a little time to breathe.
Absolutely. All right, so starting off our week through week 2, the top 25 teams. The 25th ranked team through this week is team number 2175.
From Woodbury, Minnesota, Woodbury Math and Science Academy, it's the Fighting Calculators. 15-1 overall, the winners of the Northern Lights Regional.
So taking one of the number 1 seeds at the impressive Mega Regionals in Duluth, 2175 had the choice of the land and went with the obvious choice of 359, the Hawaiian Kids. And with the help of 2502, they won the regional. They also won Excellence in Engineering as well as the Industrial Safety Award. They'll compete again in Minnesota at the Minnesota North Star Regional.
So 2157 or 2175 is a team that I remember. Now I don't know if it's going to be a 2011 team even, but they've been on the top 25 before.
Fighting Calculators?
Yeah, I definitely remember. That's a name you don't forget often. And I don't know when the last time they were on. And we've done this for 4 years now, so sometimes it's hard to remember. But they're new to the list this week, but not new overall. And congratulations to them.
Okay, up next, our 24th ranked team is team number 3476.
3476 from Dana Point, California, Heritage Christian School. It's Code Orange. 14-2 overall, the semifinals of the San Diego Regional.
So Code Orange, one of my personal favorite robots of this week. It's just really awesome watching them. I just love their robot. It's really cool. They put on quite the show at the San Diego Regional, finishing second at 11-0. They selected 1538 and 4574 to make their run in the Elims. A loss in the semis to the eventual regional winners.
Whoa.
This team has much to be proud of and much to look forward to in Vegas in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about it with the next series of teams, but that Vegas regional is shaping up to be pretty competitive.
Yeah,
so.
I think for 4 years we've been asking for someone to send us out there.
To Vegas. Always.
Yeah, always.
Like this year, like that and Orlando is going to be good, but Vegas is always, like every year you kind of get a pop-up of a robot of a regional that might be really good to attend, but Vegas is always like top up there. So cool.
Sorry, I need to just do some geography here.
Yeah, what you looking up?
So this is from San Diego to Las Vegas. It's only 5 hours. I just thought it was interesting that 987 came up to San Diego, and now some San Diego teams, Code Orange, is going to Las Vegas. So I was wondering how far away. So it's not much further than Buckeye or Ohio for us,
or even Albany, right?
Yeah.
So. Not that bad at all.
The 25th ranked team was the Fighting Calculators, 2175.
Okay, so that was our 25th, 24th, and our 23rd ranked team is 973.
All right, so this is when I looked up Atascadero, California. Atascadero High School, it's the Graybots. 8 wins, 10 losses, and the winners of the Central Valley Regional.
So the Greybots, we kind of talked about a little bit with Pauline, but a team that most would have overlooked. The Greybots were selected by number 1 seeded 254, who they shared Einstein with in 2011. Losing match 1 of the finals, the teams persevered and won the regional, putting up winning scores of 185, 191, 206, 280, 244, and 148. We'll see them next in Los Angeles.
Awesome. So the Greybots, and Pauline touched on it. Poofs ranked number 1. They went all the way down to the bottom of the rankings to find 973. But like a lot of people talked about, unless you're going to be in the top 8, once you get outside, the top 16, when you really don't have a chance to be in the top 8, rankings don't matter much after that. Teams just go by what's on paper, and you can't argue with the results.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure 254 and 973 played their first match together. I don't know if it was the first match of the day, but I think they played their first match together. So
Plus,
a little chemistry happened there.
Plus, they made some magic happen on Einstein in 2011.
Yeah, absolutely.
With Wildstein and Company. So
they played,
Yeah,
so they played with
together.
them. They played against them. They played against them again. So maybe they liked what they saw, liked what they could put up, and didn't want to have to face them.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Played with them and played against
Say, if
them.
I had to play the Poofs twice, if I saw that on my match schedule, I might have walked out.
All right, that's
All
enough.
right, that's it for me.
All right, so up next, that was 23rd. Our 22nd ranked team is team number 2337.
From Grand Blanc, Michigan, Grand Blanc High School, it's the Engine Nerds. 17 wins, only 1 loss, winners of the Kettering District event.
So it's really cool to see the Engineers back on the list. We met them. We've talked about that list many times before, but we met them right when the show was first starting. We got our biggest support from
MC extraordinaire Zach Orr.
That's true. And Bossel and Clint out there.
No, Clint,
so,
yeah.
So we love talking about the Engineers. They made their 2014 debut as 22nd here on the top 25. They competed last weekend at Kettering, finishing first with 11-1 record. With the field to choose from, they selected 314 and 5081. With a consistent auto and enough mobility, agility, and pushing power to go around, 2337 finished off the competition in 6 matches, never looking back. They compete again in 2 weeks at St. Joseph's. Probably going to say St. Joe's. So that is the Engineers. I watched one of their matches today. Cool little robot that can just navigate the field so well and just can play every aspect of the game so well. So great job to them.
Yeah, when you can start your district play, your first district event, come out, you seed first, you win. I mean, that's going to be a lot of district points, and they're probably a shoe-in to the Michigan State Championship already at this point. But look out for them in 2 weeks, like Mike said, at St. Joe's, where they're going to be a force yet again.
Oh, yeah. All right, our 21st ranked team is team number 1310. Nope. I lied. 3683.
From Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, St. David Catholic Secondary School, Team Dave, 12 wins, 2 losses, semifinalists at GTR East.
All right, so this is, I believe, their first time in the top 25.
Sure
so
is.
Welcome. Competed at GTR East last weekend, going 10-0 with 725 teleop points. They were selected first overall by 11-14, but had an unfortunate and unexpected exit in the semifinals. Much to be proud of for this team, as they got the eye of one of the most successful teams in first. A team I didn't know personally too much before. We'll see them again at Waterloo. So next weekend we'll be there.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Because I have a stupid commitment for school on Friday. Typically, we'd like to go up for Friday.
Maybe I'll go
Saturday.
a little early and then meet
What?
you there.
I have to drive to Waterloo by myself, is what you're saying? Cool. But now we'll be at Waterloo next week.
We'll have to talk about this. Let's turn it. All right, we'll be right back. I'm just kidding. Next week. Waterloo's next week.
Yeah, we're
So-
looking forward to it.
No, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Regional to watch.
But yeah, so the first Canadian team on the list, and there's more to come, but again, showcasing the power and the depth of the Canadian teams, Team Dave, 21st overall on the FRC Top 25 this week. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. All right, so I spoiled the beans, but our 20th ranked team is team number 1310.
This time from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Toronto District School Board and Runnymede Collegiate Institute is Runnymede Robotics. 17 wins, 2 losses. Winners of the GTR West Regional.
All right, so Runnymede was in the driver's seat at GTR West as they took the number 1 seed, only losing 1 match. With the whole field to choose from, they selected the host of the event, 610, and also grabbing 50-76. They won the regional. Runnymede is making quite the name for themselves, as we've talked about the past couple weeks, in Canada and across first. They play again in 2 weekends with 610 again, with and 188, 1334, 2200, 4476. And can they make it 2-2? I don't know. But congratulations to Runnymede, Gregor, and all those guys up there. Great robot, and much to be proud of, not only this year, but last year. And just keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. And we talked a little bit. I didn't really know 1310 too much until last year. But they, again, had a great robot last year. And we kind of were rooting. We don't typically like to root against 1114 and 2056.
No.
But we do enjoy an underdog in the finals matches last year at Waterloo with...
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. With 13 and 10 and company fighting for the win. And a great robot. Have another great one this year, and we're excited to see them back on the list. I thought I broke myself.
Okay, there, I fixed it. I'm sorry. Hey, at least it wasn't as bad as some people's spelling mistakes.
Wow, that was a shot at me. Maybe I'll be happy to go to Waterloo by myself. Jeez,
Quite the ride. All right, so that's that. Congratulations, Runnymede. All right. Our 19th ranked team is team number 2468.
From Austin, Texas, Ames Independent School District, it's Team Appreciate. Have compiled 28 wins so far this season with only 8 losses, and were the winners of the Hub City Regional.
I love the chat is just catching up to like our...
Yeah.
So, team 2468, Team Appreciate. A few and far between team that has attended 2 regionals already. Team Appreciate were finalists in the first weekend competition at Alamo, and in their second regional, they finished 4th at 9-3 and were selected first overall by 18-17. And with the help of 53-20, they won the regional in 8 matches, almost a distance in 9. So, so after going full steam since build season, Team 2468 had some time off. Not really time off, but until the Bayou Regional in Louisiana in the beginning of April. So end of build season, week 1 competition, week 2 competition. Finally get to breathe a little bit, maybe make some changes or do whatever. But obviously the robot is great and very successful already, only 2 weeks into the competition season. So we'll get to see them for their 3rd regional at Bayou.
Crazy to think these teams that compete so often. I mean, 3 events, 3 regionals, and then obviously going to championship now. That's crazy.
Okay. Oh, see. All right. So about this next team, and I was going to almost put it in the air, but I don't know what he's going to say. But we don't know how to say this next city. We thought we knew how.
Yeah. We can talk about it. Let's just go through it. And then maybe people in there don't know how to say it either.
Yeah, maybe we're not the only one.
We should mention what Naveed said.
Thank you, Naveed. Absolutely. 2468 Chairman's Award team. Congratulations. So that was awesome. Good job, guys.
So this is an example.
The gold, the bling bling.
Cling bling. But it's an example, and I'm glad Naveed brought that up, of maybe the first team that has benefited from the new Chairman's Award rules that you can submit at any regional you participate. Unfortunately, I have to assume that they submitted at their first event, didn't win, submitted at their second event, and did win.
Awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Great. So, I mean, that's, case in point of that new system and how it can work well and do great. So
And
congratulations,
to
guys.
Team Appreciate.
So they have 3 medals on the year then.
Yeah.
Unless they won engineering inspiration, but
Campbell. Holy flippin' frogs.
so
we should get like a first saying soundboard, and people can just like little sayings they come up with. You can just click on it, right?
there's
We could just have one of Karthik. Welcome to the finals.
yes.
Right? Just have all these little soundboards of clips that people say.
My dad and I listen to Philly Sports Radio a lot, and all their like daytime shows have like a soundboard like that. Just these random kooky, like kooky stuff. So
the one of us would just be solid.
We should make that happen.
Solid.
Definitely.
and we could have one that says FRC chat, and all it would say is, "You're late. You're late. You're late. You're late."
That would be awesome.
All right. Sorry about that.
Okay, back on it. So
right.
this next team,
One of my second team that I've looked up how to correctly
Yeah.
pronounce the city.
Yes.
Hopefully I get it.
yes, is team number 359.
From Waialua, Hawaii. Waialua High School. It's the Hawaiian Kids. 14 wins, only 2 losses. Winners of the Northern Lights Regional. Waialua.
So the Wine Kids descended. I gotta get a little creative sometimes.
Dude,
The-
get as creative as you want.
The Wine Kids descended to the cold mega regional in Duluth, specifically the Northern Lights, separating themselves by finishing 4th with an 8-2 record, leading the field in Teliop points. They were selected 1st overall in the draft and made it count by winning the regional in 6 matches. The powerful Lions of 359, 21-75, and 25-02 only scored below 200 points once in eliminations. And we hope that the Wine Kids are having a great time stateside as they compete again this weekend in Dallas.
So I'm friends with Glenn Lee, their team leader on
Yeah, I was gonna
Facebook, and
say that.
they've been in Dallas. I've seen him post some pictures of Cowboy Stadium. They were at the Mall of America.
Oh,
he
wow.
posted some of that. So I'm sure they're having a great time.
Yeah.
Duluth.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We should just hold up cards.
No, we should do is we should. Oh boy, look at that. Joe Barry, you owe us tickets
Duluth.
to Las Vegas now. That's gonna be the rule. If you correct us once, and you get
You
to
owe
pay
us a
for
ticket to your
their
regional.
regional, right?
Yes. Agreed.
Come on,
Duluth. Can
Without
you
me.
write that in maybe? Oh, no, because it's just the
Yeah.
region. We'll just have to remember.
Duluth.
Duluth. I can't.
Yeah, I know.
Look at this. Okay. Thank you for your input, you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. All right.
Thanks, George.
So
Haven't had a Big Mac in a long time.
but overall, yeah, I haven't spent enough time talking to the Hawaiian Kids. I don't know why, but I got to talk to them more. They're a chairman's board team. They're a Hall of Fame team. I've had some good conversation with Glenn, but for the rest of their kids and their students, haven't spent enough time mingling. So hopefully I can.
Yeah,
fix
so that whole
championship.
I Snapchatted my friend. He grew up here in Rochester and went to my church, and he moved to Hawaii. So I Snapchatted him and was like, "How do you say Waialahu?" Aha.
It's Waialua.
Yeah, so maybe I'll look at that later and see what he said. But all right, well, thank you guys. A couple more, and then we'll take a quick break. We'll kind of go through the 25 through 16 once we take our break, just to catch everybody up. But yeah, that's where we're at. So congratulations to the Hawaiian Kids coming in at 18th for this week. All right, our 17th ranked team is team number 1538.
So going from one championship chairman's ward team to the newest member from San Diego, California, High Tech High School, it's the Holy Cows. 11 wins, 5 losses, semifinals at the San Diego Regional.
So your reigning Chairman's Award winning team took the field at San Diego last weekend, going 8-3 through quals, putting up highly respectable 415 in auto and 544 in Teliop. Selected by the incredible 3476 Code Orange, which I put in there because they're awesome. I love them. They had an unfortunate departure in the semifinals to the Alliance, who would end up winning the regional. That's any consolation. We always say that. Like, if you lose to the team that eventually, wins the regional, or to the team that eventually wins a Super Bowl, like, that's, it's like, all right, well, we got beat by a good Alliance. They're competing again in Las Vegas, so another team is going to Las Vegas. So we'll see the Holy Cows, we'll see 987, and we'll see Code Orange. Who did I say earlier?
I don't know.
Such short-term memory. So that is the Holy Cows. So congratulations, you guys. All right. You heard over there?
Oh, I'm so good.
Oh, we good.
Oh, we good.
Yeah, Code Orange will be at, yep, they'll be there. That's who I said. All right, so this will be our last team before we take a break. And then we have some questions to get to from Chief Delphi and a drive team to call. So our 16th ranked team through 2 weeks of competition is 2485.
Continuing in the San Diego, California theme from Francis Parker High School, it's the Warlords. 14 wins, only 3 losses, winners of the San Diego Regional.
All right, so taking the field week 1 in San Diego, another team that has gone to San Diego that's on the top 25, was the Warlords. Only scored less than 100 points once in qualifications. Put up great scores in the elims with 987 and 3250. which was 285, 255, 160, and 205. Unfortunately, lost in the finals to the Strong Alliance of 330, 1266, and 4486. So we'll see them again at Las Vegas Regional. We'll see them maybe team up in 987 again. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Revenge?
Maybe.
We will see. It's going to be a great event, though, for sure.
So we do want to give a quick shout out to the Devil Duckies team 1266. Look at this. They were 16-2 record overall. They're yes. Sorry. Great job, guys. Team Spirit Award winner as well. So they got it going on. So
they've been on the top 25 before.
the Devil Duckies. I do remember writing them in. Yes. So. Unfortunately, didn't make it this week, but great job, guys, and you deserve a lot of recognition as well.
So if anybody has time, we actually, because of the votes, we actually have the FRC top 273. So if anybody wants to take 26 through 273, I have that information, and you can have a great time counting down the teams that we won't count down. But like I mentioned last show, if you're interested where your team ranks, feel free to send us an email, and we'll try to get that information to you as quickly as possible.
Awesome. So we'll do a quick recap of the 25 through 16. Brandon, I'm pretty sure you've been in the top 25 before.
Yeah, they have.
The Devil Duckies, Can't tell you when or where, but...
Again, one of those
it
team
all
names.
kind of just blurs together.
Another one of those team names you don't forget.
Yeah. So, 25th ranked team, was the Fighting Calculators, 2175. And then we have the 3476 Code Orange, and then 973 Greybots, and then 2337 Engine Nerds. 21st was 3683 Team Dave. 20th, 1310 Runnymede Robotics. 19 was 2468, and 18th was 359 the Hawaiian Kids. 17th was the Holy Cow. 16th was the Warlords, and that is where we left off. I almost just went to the next one.
I knocked my microphone off the table.
Well, wouldn't be the first time that we've done that. So here's our first break. We're going to talk about a few things before we get to the phones with our drive team. Not our drive team, but a drive team.
Our drive team?
Do you want to talk about tech fouls for a second? Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts now are more frustrating, just because the new team update didn't address any of them, right? So by not addressing any of the technical fouls that kind of have been an issue, it tells me that from first perspective, this is going to be our game for the rest of the year. I think they had an opportunity to make any final adjustments.
Twice
What?
Yeah, after week one, after week two.
They feel like they've made adjustments after week one. Obviously, what they saw of their team update from week one, the changes that they did or did not make reflect, in my opinion, they're basically saying this is your game for it. They're not going to change after week 3 when they could have changed it week 2.
Right, they won't.
So what's frustrating me, and I think everyone understands that reason why we do this. I mean, obviously, first and foremost, I love the FRC teams. I love the people that we've had a chance to meet over the years. And first is a big part of that. But it's frustrating me this year more than most. It just seems like first just didn't flesh out this game well, and I don't know what the reason is for that. I know they had a lot of turnover. They've had a lot of turnover on the game design committee recently. They've had a lot of turnover in upper management. I'm not really sure what's driving that or what's causing that. And my fear was that eventually that might trickle down to teams. And it didn't, 2012 was an awesome game. 2013 was an awesome game. So I don't want to overreact to a seemingly bad game, but there's just a lot of things that just didn't seem flushed out. And we're paying too much money to be guinea pigs for this game, right? The high goal bounce outs, that kind of stuff is just, to me, unacceptable aspects of game design that should be fixed. We've had FMS problems. Did you read what Ryan from the Pascack Pioneers posted on Chief Alpha?
I did not. I saw him link somewhere.
So there was after the replay of match 31 on Saturday, every single match that was played from that point on was 20 seconds shorter than it was supposed to be. How does that happen?
So after a certain match, everything
Yeah,
was
so they replayed a match that that they stopped.
for
They had to
field
stop
fault or
it.
whatever.
Yeah. So when they replayed it, the FMS defaulted back to what the FMS typically is. You know, 2 minutes
yeah.
driver control. So I guess the first thing the field does when the field crew sets up the FMS is they have to manually change it to a 1:40 teleop. Well, after the FMS reboot, they apparently forgot to do that. So all the matches were played 20 seconds shorter.
Nobody noticed?
Nobody noticed. So that's kind of just things like that are just kind of frustrating.
Mhm.
So there's that. But and to me, just the tech fouls are silly.
It's just, I mean, tech fouls before were a serious hit, but not detrimental. Like, it puts you in a hole, but not a hole that you could never climb out of. And that, I mean, that doesn't happen in every match, but I mean, there's some matches and stuff. And then the whole thing of like where the refs can't do the real time updating with the fouls. They have to like go to a different screen. Like that was something I found out this week, and that's kind of what happened with Bomb Squad. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Billy Lowe, a 610 programming mentor, sent us an email. I'm not sure where it's available. I don't know if it's available on Chief Delphi, but he has a Google Doc set up. If you want to go in and fill that out about some rule changes and stuff, I think so. That's somewhere. So. Thanks to Billy Lowe for the email, as well as Max Board from Chief Delphi with some topics about tech files and all that stuff. So they good to go?
Yeah.
So we're going to switch on over to the draft team from 2252, the Mavericks.
Half of it anyway.
Are you guys there?
We got Lydia and Alex.
Yeah,
Hey.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
I'm good.
Pretty good.
So you guys competed this past weekend at the Crossroads Regional in Indiana. How was that?
It was very good. It was a pretty competitive field, pretty deep.
Yeah. How were you overall pleased with how your robot performed? We were all excited to see it after premiere night. Did it meet your expectations?
It did pretty well.
Yeah.
We had a few drivetrain issues, and we also played with some connection issues to the FMS.
Okay.
We narrowed that down a bit to a laptop that we've now swapped out, so we should be doing a little bit better for Buckeye and moving forward.
That's good. That's good. So, Lydia, from a driver's perspective, how is the open field and how heavy is the defense out there?
The defense is ruthless. It's unlike any other game before. It's weird having an open field compared to last year,
Yeah.
but it opens up a whole new perspective as a driver. Last year, we were more evasive with the way that we drove. However, now it's a little bit of everything. It's being offensive as well as defensive.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see a difference between like your first qualification match of defense and then by the end of qualification matches? Was there a difference?
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of qualification, there was little to no defense, but slowly as teams figured out the game, which is something that all teams go through, defense slowly got heavier and heavier, but it never took away the fun of it.
Sure. What? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just say so. So for your first, so for your first event, do you have any suggestions or words of encouragement or whatever for teams that are competing this weekend? To either one of you guys.
Stay accurate on your shots. It is killer to miss a high goal shot. You waste so much time. And then if you miss that shot, do not mess around with trying to take more shots at that high goal. Just dump it in the one.
Yeah.
Those 9 points are not worth it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Mike and I had the discussion. If you have some assists built up and you have a robot that you think is a good high goal score, is it worth taking that second shot based on your own accuracy? Because you'd hate to lose a match at the end. I think you made the point. You'd hate to lose at the match at the end by 9 points because you decided to go for the low goal as opposed to the high goal.
Sure.
But you never know. I mean, you guys would know more than me as we look forward to competing this weekend. But so, how did you did you guys notice your strategies change a lot from qualifications to eliminations, or kind of talk about that process a little bit?
Our strategies didn't change a whole lot. For the most part, we tried to do 3 assists for every match.
Mm-hmm.
We think that might have been a mistake for some of the matches, but we'll have to do a better analysis of our strategy going into Buckeye.
For sure. So, some good news in Buckeye. I heard they have some personnel changes, and you guys are getting a really good head ref that we've had at Finger Lakes for the past few years. Dante is going to be your head ref there, so he's going to be a really good asset, and he's great to drive teams and all them. So you guys can look forward to that for sure.
Excellent. I'm sure that'll make a lot of teams very happy.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So
we're not even going to Buckeye, and it made us happy when we heard about that. So that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you calling in and sharing some advice for teams coming up this week and the rest of the season.
No problem.
So
Awesome.
maybe we can
welcome.
touch base again after Buckeye and see kind of how things have progressed and evolved, and talk about how that went.
They got 2 more regionals. That's awesome. So good luck, guys. Get some rest and enjoy this weekend in competitions as you watch.
Thank you.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Thank you.
Justin.
So, yeah, I mean, that's something that you and I talked about before. Like, and I think Alex brought up a great point. Like, if you have some assists built up, then I think it's different to just dump into the low goal. Like, you have already points there. But if for some reason you have no assists built up, you have no trust, I guess trust wouldn't matter. If for some reason you just got the ball from one end to the other, I think if you miss, I think you got to put it, you got to try again. Because, I mean, now you just wasted all of that time just for 1 point instead of, somehow salvaging it for 10. I don't know. But
It's just one of those things that you can just imagine a scenario where it's a vicious cycle, right? You just get
sure.
worse and
But what's
worse
going to
and
change?
worse.
Like, what's going to change by you putting in the 1 point goal, then going back and get another one, and then only in the same position? Like, it's still a shot. It's still the same robot. It's still the same.
Yeah.
Like, for 1
You're right.
point,
If you have, I guess
just
if you have no
sacrifice-
assist built up.
yeah. If you have assists built up, I think it's different. But if you don't, then I think you got to keep trying. So that's where we are, I guess. So, all right. So let's see if we have any more quick topics to talk about, and then we'll keep going with our teams. So, some more from Max. High versus low tech scouting systems.
Oh, that fits in perfectly for us. We were having the
does,
same
too.
debate this week as to what to do. So typically, or in the past, 340 has been super, super low tech, meaning we do pencil and paper. Every team has a scouting sheet.
Oh, let me
we
pull
pass
it
them
up.
out, all that good stuff. And it's worked great for us in the past because, from what we've seen, typically a lot of high-tech scoring systems or scouting systems really tend to average a team's output, which is great for strategy purposes. But as far as a line selection goes, we really like to be able to look at our single sheet of that team's performance throughout the competition and be able to see kind of if they're trending up, trending down, and we can see that very clearly and easily on a simple scouting sheet that I think Mike's trying to get to putting up on the screen.
Yeah, so it's like I'm sure Justin said, I wasn't paying attention but we've found that these sheets are just super helpful. They're super low tech, and you can see it there. It has, I know a lot of teams use paper systems, but they have like one piece of paper for every match per team or however it works. This is just one paper. It gets handed out to when that team plays. I know it kind of looks a little funky on the screen, but every box and line should be the same color or font or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the background.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then we just find it's really easy. You can see, like he probably just said, like trends or if they're getting better or getting worse. And then you can just lay them. Did you say that too? Like when scouting meetings or like right before picking time, like you can just lay like, all right, here are the teams. Here's 4 teams that we like. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can like look at them. And I know that's pretty low tech because you don't get averages and you can't compare all that. But we are switching this year to what?
So we're using FRC Scout, and I totally apologize for not being able to recognize the team that put that out there. But we kind of, I think last weekend we brought some of our scouters in. We gave them all iPads, and we said we're going to test this system. So I think we were watching GTR East, and we tested it, and we really like it. So we're going with a high-tech version this weekend at Tech Valley, but we're also bringing our paper sheets just in case we have a technology failure, somehow lose all of our data, stuff like that. We have a backup plan.
Yeah.
So after next week, we'll be able to talk a little bit about our team switch to a more high-tech scouting system, and we'll see how that goes. you'll be able to recommend FRC Scout in the future. So we're looking forward to that.
Definitely. One last topic, and then we'll keep it going. I don't know. He said the long, an 18-plus foot shot, or shooting, or close fender shooting. I don't know if he's asking which one's better, which one's, I don't know. Thoughts?
So I'm a little bit nervous, actually. I see teams like 254 and 1114 who have decided, right, that they're going to shoot up close. And both two teams have great robots.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a team like 33 who decided, we're going to shoot that long shot, and we have a long shot as well. And they've been very successful too. So I guess I'm surprised at the success that some of the closer fender shooters have had. I didn't really expect that to be too popular, especially because Team JVN for Robot in 3 Days, or for Bill Blitz and some of the other Robot in 3 Days guys, proved that the 18-foot shot isn't that difficult, right? It's out there. So I'd be interesting to hear from some of these teams that chose the fender shot and maybe why they chose it. But if anything, the teams that we've seen so far have proved that both are very feasible. Teams with fender shots have won regionals. Teams with long shots have won regionals. So it just comes down, like always, to execution and consistency.
Yep. I think if you had to choose one or the other, if you had to choose up close or only from 18 feet, what would you choose?
Only from 18 feet?
Yeah, let's play the game. If you could only shoot from where that line,
I guess I would choose only 18 feet, just because I'm a big believer in autonomous is huge in this game, and if you don't have to move in autonomous, I think that means you're probably a little bit simpler. And if I can make an 18-foot shot in autonomous without having to move, I'd probably take that.
Sure, good thoughts. All right, so thank you guys. We have a couple more things we can talk about later, I guess.
Yeah. A couple of people posted in the top or in this week's Chief Delphi post as well.
Yeah.
They have some stuff.
Absolutely. I think that's where I got it from.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yep.
yeah, that's the one, and I think I got his.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Bluetooth is not illegal for scouting because it operates on 80. I don't know much about it. 802.12 or whatever, and they're banning 802.11 frequencies or something like that. Probably sound like a complete idiot because I don't know what I'm talking about, but
You're so hard on yourself.
right.
You never said suck works.
Don't
You don't
say that.
You don't know what I'm dealing with.
All right, so to kick it off, 15 through 5, we have our 15th ranked team, which is 1285.
From Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rick Hansen Secondary School, it's the Big Bang. The second team, one of two teams from that school. This one went 12-4, and we're the winners at GTR East.
So the Big Bang, I think were they on the list last? I don't know, but I think another team that's new to the top 25. So welcome again.
They're definitely new because
yeah.
this is their first year, even though they're a 1200 level team.
Oh, you're right. Complete mind blank there. And they weren't, and they just competed.
Yeah.
They didn't compete with 1241 in week 1.
It's easy to get them confused. They look very similar.
That's true. Okay, very funny. So Big Bang competed with their twin for the first time at GTRE, ranked 13th with the 6-4 record. They were picked by the Waffles, 44-76, and took it home, beating their twin in the finals. Awesome job, guys. It's a bittersweet win as both teams are from the same high school. But between the two schools, they're competing at 7 regional events. That's pretty crazy. And a lot of those are together, but 7 events. So that's crazy. That's awesome. So congratulations to 1285. First year on the mark here and already on the top 25.
It's fantastic. So the reason why they're 1285 but still a first-year team is, and we went through this on 340, is when you have a second team from your same high school, they don't give that team rookie status just because they're not truly a rookie team because they're just kind of a spawn of the already existing team. So you're asked to choose a vacant team number from the same
Rookie year that you were a rookie.
Yep, the same year you were a rookie. So that's why they were able to choose 1285. But they are a first-year team with a lot of success, ending up on the top 25 at the 15th spot.
Because we were right around when we had our second team at our high school. It was right around the time where we thought we could get 2 340.
Yeah.
That's how low the teams were. But then we found out that you couldn't do that. You had to pick from your original year. But it goes to find out that number went to a team in our area.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy.
All right.
All
So
right.
that's the third Canadian team on the list. We're not done yet.
14th place goes out to 525.
From Cedar Falls, Iowa, Cedar Falls High School, it's the Swart Dogs. 17 wins, 2 losses, winners of the Central Illinois Regional.
So they were ranked 7th last week, so they've slid down the top 25 just a little bit, but they're still here. So awesome job taking the number 1 seed at Central Illinois. This team brought the gold home. The Alliance of 525, 1986, and 41-43 only scored 1 ball in each of their 3 final matches, yet still pulled out the win. Just shows you how awesome this team worked together and how well they worked in Teleop together. So we'll see the Swart Dogs again at Queen City.
Swart Dogs. So they're a sustaining team from last week. I wish I should have this information. I'm going to pull it up real quick just because
Yo, what's your need, bro?
I need to know where they were last week.
7th. I already said it. You missed it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're lost in the chat.
I
Hit the
was.
button.
I was talking. Ryan asked me about 424.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry. So they slept a little bit, but sustained it, so that's good. They have a great machine. And when they compete again, they can use that opportunity to move back up the list.
Yes, we should talk about that too. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah. I actually enjoyed talking about that because I plan on using it this weekend.
I'm gonna throw that in before we forget because we always forget stuff, and then when I write things in, we never remember. So we're like, oh, do you remember what this was?
Sometimes I think the chat just needs to ask themselves, how have they really been doing this for 4 years?
Okay,
Hey,
so
be nice.
our 13th ranked team is team number 1678.
From Davis, California, Davis Senior High School, it's the Citrus Circuits, a perfect 19-0, undefeated, winning the Inland Empire Regional.
So you're in the Empire Regional first seeded team and regional winner. The Citrus Circuits went undefeated and crushed it in the elimination rounds. The super fast intake to the trust shot and low trajectory shot is what makes this team so successful. As mentioned last week, they averaged 202 points in eliminations. Make sure to follow them this week at the Sacramento Regional, hoping to make it 2 for 2. So that goes the Citrus Circuits.
Dos por dos for our Spanish-speaking friends.
Dos y dos? Dos y dos?
Not dos y dos.
2 and 2?
No sé. No comprendo.
Yo no sé.
Yo no sé.
So that's the Citrus Circuits team 1678. They'll be at Sacramento this weekend.
Good
Thanks, guys.
good team to keep an eye on. First team we've talked about so far today. So far tonight, that's undefeated. So it's always good to see. What year was it? That 1 year we tracked all the way to, was it 254? They went undefeated all the way to championship.
1986, I think.
Oh, was it?
One of them was.
One of them, yeah. It was like 3 regionals they went undefeated through. It was.
Oh, I think was it 1986 and
It
1987?
might. 97 was definitely one of them too.
Oh man, what was it?
We need a historian. Anybody wants to be there for top 25 historian?
It's that. What show was it on ESPN that does that? They go back to them and they're like, "Oh, what did we miss? What's wrong?" That's Pat Flynn. That's what we need. Pat Flynn on set.
What did we miss? What's wrong?
Like, do you remember? It was like they go
Yes.
back and like, oh, they go back at it's like, I think it's PTI or whatever. They go back and they're like, oh, blah blah.
Yeah.
So undefeated.
Okay, we got it, guys. It's 987. Thank you. Look at the chat. They think they're so funny.
All right then. And I thought it was 1986 too. Maybe last year. Okay, guys.
Thank you,
thanks.
Brendan, for bringing some sensibility.
Appreciate it.
So the FRC Top 25 historians are the chat.
This is the chat. It's self-appointed. Everybody in the chat apparently.
All right, smart guys. Who was 14th week 2 in 2011? Pull that one out, and I'll be impressed.
Do we even know?
No more questions. All right.
So that was
So that was 1678. We got off on a tangent. But congratulations to them being undefeated and moving on.
Moving on, we have team number 330.
From Hermosa Beach, California, Hopechap Academy, it's the Beach Bots. 15-3 overall winners of the San Diego Regional.
You know, we should just stop the chat because they're being so sassy, and Libby's not even here.
Such sass.
So 330, the Beach Bots. Love seeing them on the top 25. I feel like we haven't seen them as often in the past maybe year or so. They had a great powerhouse team several years ago, and it looks like maybe they're slowly climbing their way back up there. They went 9-2. The Beach Bots won the San Diego Regional in intense, heartfelt finals matches. Austin Robot contribute so well to their alliance. They play defense well and great at shooting the ball. Highly maneuverable and fast are some of their strengths.
Yeah, Beach Bots have been a staple of the top 25 for since the Slugs. We've been doing it. They're a team to me that epitomizes simple design. Anytime you think you've developed a really simple mechanism, Beach Bots somehow find a way to do it simpler. They were pitted next to us in 2005, and we had this crazy complex arm that was just ridiculous to control. And the Beach Bots just had their high pivot, simple arm, and were fantastic. So we love the Beach Bots, and debuting at number 12 for 2014. We'll see if they move up.
All right. The next team, we talked about their twin just a little bit ago, is 1241.
Defending champions of the world from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Trans-Canada Rick Hansen Secondary School. It's Theory 6. 22 wins combined, with only 10 losses. They were the finalists of the GTR East Regional.
So, as mentioned before, one of the few teams in the FRC that have already played 2 events. 1241 is 22-10 on the season, being semifinalists at GTR West and finalists at GTR East. The rep sheet is huge for them, as we talked about last week. But this week, they added a Woody Flowers Finalist Award winner and the Entrepreneurship Award to their ranks at East. They have 2 more regionals that they're attending. Still looking for that win. And another team that will be at Waterloo. So much excitement, so fun.
Such fun. But yeah, so add that rep sheet. Add their sister team, and
look at
Rick
this.
Hansen Secondary School
It's
is pulling
insane.
in an insane amount of awards this year.
We talked about it last week. 1241
last year.
Regional Chairman's Award, Volunteer of the Year Award, Volunteer of the Year Award, Dean's List Finalist, Creativity Award, and then Woody Flowers Finalist, Regional Finalist, and Entrepreneurship Award. That's
Crazy.
just one of them.
Yeah, that's just one of their 2 teams. So
that's awesome.
Canadian powerhouse for sure.
Absolutely, and definitely getting that way.
All right,
I'm lost.
So
Okay.
we've skipped on down to the top 10 pretty fast. So this is time where we take another break.
No,
No,
take
it's
a break.
not.
No, it's not.
Oh.
You jumped the gun.
So again, 4 years. I still don't know when we take breaks.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm a little tired.
Absolutely.
I spilled half my amp, so not
So
too
there's
happy
that.
about that. So there's that.
All right, so up next we have the 10th ranked team, which is 148.
From Greenville, Texas, Greenville High School, it's the Robo Wranglers. 12 wins, 5 losses, finalists at the Alamo Regional.
So from how did you say it?
Greenville,
Texas. That's I hope you say it that way.
Greenville.
Vader took the field at the Alamo Regional. They were the 7th ranked team with 410 auto points. They went 7-3 through quals, but lost in the finals to the Tough Alliance of 118 and 624. In sunny Dallas, hopefully we'll see 148 again. Not sure what they've been up to, but we know they don't sit still down in Greenville. They have a great teacher support through Adrian and other teachers that are down there, which is an awesome environment for iterations, as we talked about last week.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of competitive teams in first, and 148 is certainly one of them. They never stop working. They never stop iterating. That's their whole philosophy. JVan preaches that. So in Dallas, we'll be able to really see how much 148 again constantly works, and we'll see how they've changed Vader and made it even better, and they'll be a force in Dallas.
That's awesome.
Let me be your Tony Rally.
Kyle J., the unsung hero.
So
All right,
yeah, about it.
hit us out.
Such black.
All right. Okay, brain freeze. Up next, our 9th ranked team is team number 610.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Crescent School, it's the Coyotes. 14 wins, only 5 losses, winners of the GTR West Regional.
So, being selected by the number 1 seed Alliance, the Coyotes, who are ranked 2nd, helped this Alliance win the regional. The impressive ground intake and super maneuverable drivetrain is what sets this team apart. North Bay Regional is where we will see the Coyotes next. So impressive reveal video that they showed, and the robot is living up to that expectation. So between them and 1310, they won that regional, and hopefully they'll make it 2 for 2.
So now this is 610. It's kind of their time to shine, but I'm going to take a brief aside and talk about the only defending world champion we haven't seen yet, and that's 1477, the Texas Torque. 1241 has obviously been able to keep up their,
We
the momentum.
mentioned this last week.
They've been dominating. 610 still in the top 10, top 10 FRC top 25, won a regional already. They've kept the momentum going. It'll be really interesting to see how the Texas Torque 1477 responds. We'll get to see them in Dallas. And we'll see what the World Championship has done for them and their robot, and that'll be exciting to see. Oh, you know.
So they'll be, as we said, they'll be at the North Bay Regional with, let's find out. I feel like I looked it up earlier. Oh, yeah. So the 188, 772, 1310. I'll be with 1310 again. 2200. Yep, that's what we mentioned. Great. On the waffles, we also got to talk about the waffles at some point.
We can talk about the waffles now. Waffles are okay. Okay.
What?
Sorry, you got lost on Twitter.
Oh, you absolutely did.
So the Waffles, they're a team that, like we said, we always, every time we go up to Canada, we really see a lot of, we talk to a lot of great teams. We're very welcomed up in Canada. We love going up there. But the Waffles, we got to have some really great discussions with them and talk to their kids, and we've kind of been tracking their progress since then, and they've really stepped up their game so much. I mean, winning a regional this year, which is awesome. They have numerous Dean List finalists, and they're a great team. So does their rookie all-stars. We love the Waffles.
So, I saw them compete. Yeah, it was the first match that they played. They were with Symbotics, and I was like, wow. Waffles has a great robot this year. And then they had to play against Symbotics later in the day. But I was just so happy and so proud for Christine and her boys and girls on the team and just everybody that's up there. And they just deserve it so much. And just congratulations to them. So,
yeah, the Bibick family really in general. I mean,
yeah.
both Kaylee and Brennan both have Dean's List finalist award winners, so that's awesome.
Just remember last year they were a 1 point dumper with the discs, but they played so well and just executed. So great to them.
We love the Waffles. All right.
So sorry for that tangent.
Yeah. Thanks to 610 for being the Canadian team and really taking us on a tangent there.
So up next we have our eighth ranked team, which is Team 1986.
From Lee Summit, Missouri, Lee Summit West High School, it's Team Titanium, 16-3 overall winners of the Central Illinois Regional.
So the hashtag KlingBling winner of Week 1, we get to see 1986 at their hometown regional this weekend in Kansas City. 16-3 on the year, tells a story for Titanium. So as they already have one regional win under the belt, they get to play with the likes of 118 and 1806 this weekend. Awesome team that we love talking about. So good luck at the Greater Kansas City Regional.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Titanium and the Robot Tusk, which is very aptly named.
Yeah.
Where were they last week? Where's our historian?
Fourth.
So fourth. So slipped a little bit to eighth, but no doubt after another strong showing at Kansas City, they have a chance to move right back up there and compete for the top spot.
Absolutely. So 2 more teams, and then we're going to take another quick break. So the 7th ranked team, a team that competed at San Diego, was Team 97.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, Summer Memorial High School, it's the High Rollers. 15 wins, only 2 losses, semifinal or finalists at the San Diego Regional.
See, Pat is being sassy now.
I know it's in the Google Doc, Pat.
Can we ban ourselves?
That's where you got it from.
Can we?
You just blew my mind.
So 97, the High Rollers, the team that has been winning a ton of matches in the recent years, especially 2012, as we all just found out apparently. They put on a clinic at San Diego. They went 11-0, grabbing the number 1 seed. They selected 2485 and 3250 to put up winning scores of 285, 255, 160, and 205 in the quarterfinals and semis. But unfortunately, lost in the finals to 330, 1266 to Devil Duckies, as we talked about, and 4486. Amazing machine with the 2-ball auto. I was amazed to see them as a catching robot in their alliance, but they do it really well. I don't know if I was messaging you, I think, on our group chat on Facebook. And I was like, because they got the perfect cycle in eliminations. The truss, toss to catch, and the 3 assists. And you asked, like, who did the catching? I was like, 987 did. So it was awesome. And they have a great, great machine. Their soft, accurate shot is awesome, and I can't wait to see them compete again in Las Vegas. And I'm just waiting to see the 3-ball auto from these programming powerhouses of 97 because they have some awesome autos and programming. So
Yep, absolutely. And I had a really cool thing I wanted to say about 97, then completely forgot. It's not your fault. It's my fault. Man, it was good, too.
You have no idea.
Not a single clue.
2-ball auto, perfect cycle, catching.
Oh, catching. Thank you.
Yes.
That was it. So the reason why I asked Mike about who was catching that alliance is because I kind of equate catching to the really the cool thing that we're not seeing that much of this year. We saw a little bit with the Citrus Circuits and their alliance at Inland Empire, I believe. And it's cool to see a catch. It's not happening that often. So I really like to see teams catching. So I was interested in what Robot was doing the catching, and no surprise, it was 987.
Yep, it was cool. It was just everybody was so excited, and I think I mentioned before I've kind of started making a list of the first time certain plays have happened this year. I'm going to make like a compilation video maybe at the end. So like if that was the first perfect cycle, like I'll put that in there. So it was pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So that's 987. Congratulations. Up next, our last team that we're going to talk about before the break, a team that is apparently watching us as a team.
Apparently. They always watch. That's why we love them so much.
Absolutely. It's team number 16.
From Mountain Home, Arkansas, Mountain Home High School, it's the Bomb Squad. 17 wins, only 2 losses, winners of the Arkansas Regional.
So first off, I'm wearing this shirt in support of one of our favorite teams ever. The Bomb Squad.
16.
16. Hashtag 16. An amazing team run by an amazing family with Meredith and John and JT. It's just, I cannot believe we're giving these people the light of day and just responding to them on Chief Delphi and letting them have their say in responding and stuff. You know what I mean? Like so many people, like one person was saying, and more than one maybe, but it just needs to end, and it did because the thread got closed, which is unfortunate. But it just needs to stop. In no way were the rest persuaded one way or another. It has nothing to do with that. That's the hometown regional of 16. It just needs to stop, and that's where we stand on it, and so many people stand on it. So that's all I think we're going to say about that. But just awesome job to them for holding their heads high and just not caring, and
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah,
from them,
and just knowing they won it because they deserve it. So. Absolutely deserved the win. They went 11-1 through qualifications. They had 619 teleop points. They got the number 1 seed. Going down and grabbing the 10th seed at 39-37 and 4,500. They were a well-rounded, perfectly executed cycling alliance, and they won the gold because of it. The bomb swerve is absolutely incredible, which is maybe what they're working on right now, coding, as their picture is showing. Being able to move her like they do is priceless, and they have a defense that no one can execute like JTN and the Bomb Squad and the Bomb Swerve. Love their flat trajectory and their shot, and we'll see them at Queen City at the end of the month.
So we talk a lot about 148 and their constant improvement and ideation, but I have to think that 16 is right up there with their
absolutely
their work ethic. They're always in the bomb shelter, working, coding, tweaking, testing. It's incredible, their work ethic, and it puts a lot of other teams, ours included, to shame with how hard they work and how often. And it's just it's wild. And to achieve the level of success they had, based on the amount of work they put in, they're totally deserving.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say? I was gonna say I saw a picture. I don't know if I was going through Meredith's pictures or something, but it was like the robot last year, because the robot they ended up with was not the robot they started out with at all. Like not very close. And it was like, robot, version 5 or something like that.
Right.
So like you said, like they just never stop, as this picture shows. You can check it out on Twitter if you can find it. At FRC Team 16, they're watching and they're coding at the same time, multitasking.
I also want to take a point of just congratulating Brandon. He's been super nice to always to us. We actually were able to call into Bomb Squad scouting meeting at one point and talk to him. He's an incredibly competitive guy, which I love, and he's really a nice guy too. So he won the Woody Flowers finalist award at Arkansas. So definitely congratulations go out to him.
Yep. So
all right, break time.
Break. Okay. All right, there we go. So, see, I'm gonna write. Okay, so Playmaker. You want to talk about Playmaker?
Yeah. So, Pacific Pioneers have put out a awesome app called FRC Playmaker, And it's something I really wanted last year, and I resorted to just kind of using Autodesk Sketchbook and quickly sketching a field diagram every time I wanted to do a strategy session with the team. But they put out this app called FRC Playbook, and it gives you just a field drawing, and you can draw on the field and strategize, and it really is good for teams that like to strategize with a tablet for their strategy meetings. You can change your pen color, all sorts of great stuff, and it was just released, so I'm sure it's going to be updated more and get new features and all that great stuff. But it's just another great example, and there are many examples of how the FRC community supports each other and helps each other. Pescat could absolutely develop this, keep it for themselves, and view it as a strategic advantage for them. But they choose to release it for free for everyone, and it's just a great thing to do. Again, no surprise that 1676 is a Chairman's Award team, and we see examples of this everywhere. And just another example of what makes the FRC community so
when you
awesome.
think about like that product could be used against them, and eventually they could lose because maybe not direct result because of that, but they use that process too.
Sure.
Like it's just really like that's like you said. That's why FIRST is unlike any other sport.
Sorry, I messed up that. I said playbook by accident. I meant to say playmaker.
All right. So from Connor Ryan in our thread, he's mentioned about some plays that are starting to look similar, look common, maybe names for those plays. So I think one thing that we've seen a lot is the take from the human player, dump to the next team. That team trust tosses to the human player. That team then tosses it into the third robot. And then they score. The trust toss, 3 assists, high goal score. That's something you see a lot.
Yeah, it's a pretty common play. I don't really know what to call it necessarily. But
Yeah, I don't know. Some other ones you just see like the 3 assists where like the robot make out and then eventually deliver it to the last robot and they score on the high goal. I don't know. I don't think anything has really come out. I don't think there's no really system yet to, any sort of naming thing for it. But
I like robot makeout's pretty good.
yeah, when you say that, you know what the two teams are doing. Yeah, sure. But
Never mind.
okay.
Are
You done?
I'm so ready to move on.
Let's do it. Now will be your time to get in your last couple minute questions. Mike and Justin ITM at gmail.com. Or I don't know who was supposed to send that, but there, I just sent it. Yeah. I don't know. What? Oh, well.
That question. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, guys. So our
Got lost in her. All right.
Our last top 5. This is it. Our top 5. We're gonna start with Team 624, Kryptonite.
From Katy, Texas, Cinco Ranch High School, it's Kryptonite. A perfect 16-0, undefeated winners at the LMO Regional.
So going undefeated at Alamo and winning the regional in 6 matches, Team Kryptonite looks to make it 2 for 2 on the year at Orlando this weekend. Their 2-ball auto, which had some struggles week 1, expected to be perfected and ready to go in Orlando. Really wish we could be there.
Yeah.
Or at least watch. Well, because we're going to be so busy at our own regional. So we'll definitely have to catch up on some matches, hopefully on Blue Alliance.
Yeah, good thing I have awesome apps like FRC Megaphone or services like FRC Megaphone from Zach Orr to keep myself updated with all these great teams that are competing. So that's fantastic. But yeah, Kryptonite, a great team, and they're really. I kind of view 624 in the same light that I kind of view 610, 1310. These teams that have kind of you think Texas, you think 118, 148. Well, guess what? Now you're going to have to think 624 at the same level. They're an incredible team. They've built consistent machines for a couple years. They're at the same level. You're Canada, you think 1114, 2056. Now you got to think 1310, 1241, 610. All these teams have shown years of progress, years of building great machines, and they're at that level too. So congratulations to Kryptonite on their success so far this season. We wish them luck going forward. And they're if they can pull off a win in Orlando, that's really gonna that could really set them above some of the teams that they're behind here in the top 25 and might land them in the top spot.
Yep. Our 4th ranked team number 118.
From League City, Texas, Clear Creek Independent School District, it's the Robonauts. 16-0 undefeated winners of the Alamo Regional.
So going into the Greater Kansas City Regional this weekend is the Robonauts, who are perfect 16-0 on the year, winning their first event alongside 624 at the Alamo Regional. 118 has shown that they know how to win and be successful against some heavy defense. With an experienced drive team, meaning that they've already played once this year, expect the Robonauts to get an early lead and keep it going well into the finals. Who will they invite to be on their lines, though, or vice versa? That is the question to ask, since there's going to be a lot of good teams there. But yeah, I think that it's just huge, and we talked to Lydia and Alex earlier on 2252. Having that experience going into the first regional of knowing what defense is going to be like is absolutely priceless. A team that may not be used to it, or only has that's the first regional. It's just might be a little shell shocked, but teams that are used to it are going to have such an advantage.
Yeah, and used to the defense is surely an advantage, but you gotta, and we see this every week, and it's really frustrating for me to see it. But teams that are getting blown out, right? They're getting just destroyed. So often I see them turn into just a defensive.
Let's talk about that.
Defensive machine. All they want to do is beat up on the team that's beating them, and more so when it's a powerhouse team. Right? I saw 118 take some nasty hits. They were completely unwarranted. I mean, they're winning 180-16. To see the opposing alliance not even try to win the match and just essentially beat up on 118 is just ridiculous. I hate seeing that so much.
Seeing at least one ball on the other side of the field in the corner, possibly two, of the alliance is just getting whooped, and just all three turn into just defense. What's the point?
Yeah, just go park your robot by the gate and wait till the end.
If you're just stop. I
hate it.
Get yourself some practice at least. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, do something. Show what you can do. I mean, I understand some teams like to show that they can play defense, and that's great. But here's my advice: don't show you can play defense against 118, because chances are they'll probably be a better offensive robot than you're going to be a defensive robot. I hate that, and I see these powerhouse teams face that all the time. 16, 11, 14. All these 33 took some nasty hits in Michigan. It's just, I hate it.
So,
but what I love is seeing great teams, and 118 is one of them, and we're excited to see them again in the top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Slipping a couple spots from last week, but
all right. Up next, team from up north is Team 1114.
Making their debut from St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, to Governor Simcoe Secondary School, Symbotics, 12-2 overall, semifinals to the GTR East Regional.
So, the highly anticipated unveil of Evolution was seen this past weekend at GTR East after a text from Pat Flynn in class on Friday morning that said, "Please tell me you saw match 4 at East." Couldn't help myself in making sure I saw every single match of 11-14, or at least catching up on it. Simbots had a game plan and executed it perfectly. The 3-assist trust toss demon player to the high goal cycle was working for him all weekend. They went 10-0 through quals. They selected the other undefeated team there, which was 36-83, who was ranked 2nd, and 47-18, ranked 16th. An unfortunate loss in the limits put the Simbots as semifinalists at GTR East, but they get another shot at the field with 254, 2056, so many others next weekend at Waterloo.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, but with so many teams getting inspiration from their 2008 robot, 1114 really had quite a legend to live up to, being world champions in 2008. The robot is very good. I think that we did see them have some kind of their first week 1 for them. First event jitters a little bit, but obviously the voters saw through that. They do have a great machine. They have a great robot. They're going to have a great year, and it's going to be really, really exciting to see how everything shakes out at Waterloo.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. 36-83, their alliance partners will be there again. Many teams, people that were saying earlier in the chat that 36-83 is highly underrated and deserves a lot more credit. So I'm really want to go back and watch more closely to those matches.
So at the end of the show, maybe we'll just take a look at how many top 25 teams are going to be at Waterloo. It's not going to be it's not a very big event. I don't think there's.
I don't know the number, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? 5 out of 25?
I didn't count.
20%. I think. All right. So we're getting down to it here. I want to say this is kind of where we take our little
Only 2 left.
Only 2 left.
So
So again, check out, if you missed it earlier, check out our website and the blog section. Some people are submitting some weekly previews and updates and recaps of things in Mar, New Hampshire, California, Michigan. Check it out if you want some detailed information on some stuff that maybe you missed or whatever. So check that out. That'd be awesome.
Also, if you're interested in, read these blog posts, you're like, hey, I could do that really well. I'd love to cover my area. Let us know. We'll set you up. How it even works is, and Jeff's kind of set up with it now, is we give you information. FRC Top 25 is a WordPress site, so we can give you information to log in to specifically your blog. You can update it whenever you want. There's not even really a review process from Mike and I.
Thank you, Pat.
What?
No, go ahead. Thank you.
So yeah, so if you're interested in that, it doesn't even have to be event coverage necessarily. If you just want to write some FRC related stuff to talk about, we'd be more than happy to host it. We get quite a few views. Typically, Wednesdays after the show, we get 1,000 unique hits on our website. So we have quite a bit of traffic. So we're more than happy to host your blog if you're interested in that. Shoot us an email and we can work something out.
So this week's VexPro's prize pack winner goes out to the Idaho. I won't say your last part of your email, but the Idaho. If that is your thing, you have won. So send us an email, and we'll send you an email, and you can get back to us. So if you want to be eligible to win a VexPro prize pack, just all you gotta do is vote. Take a few minutes and see what happened in the world of FRC up until that point, and submit a vote, and you will be eligible to win.
Awesome. So congratulations to the Idaho, and hopefully we'll get that prize pack out to you very soon.
We've talked to our people at VexPro, and hopefully we have one coming to us.
Yeah.
Hopefully by next week, so you guys can see more in-depthly what's in there. Some T-shirts and some stickers and some other swag stuff. So that's very awesome.
Do you know my safety glasses I bought at Waterloo last year? The safety glasses I bought at Waterloo last year?
Yeah?
Yeah, they broke yesterday.
Oh.
So
You had them for almost a year.
I know. I'm going to competition tomorrow. Or tonight.
Oh.
With,
I should bring a pair. I forgot.
well, I got to buy some new safety glasses somewhere. I just thought I'd share that touching story. It was
So
a sad day for me.
one last question from Campbell before we get to our last two teams. Would you recommend using the assist panel located above and behind the middle driver station? Some friends of mine think it's a waste of time. What's your opinion?
I'll let you know after this week.
Now, say you go for 3 assists, because I've seen sometimes the third assist light.
Holy frippin' frogs.
Sometimes the third assist light doesn't go on right away.
Yeah.
So if that ball goes through without that light being on, right? Well, do the refs have the ability to change that?
It depends. If the ref inputting the score for that ball inputs that score before, maybe I don't know exactly what ref's in charge of what, but if he puts in the score before the other ref puts in the assist, there's a chance they could go back. But I guess this weekend I'm going to be very hesitant, try to be pretty patient. If I think that my alliance has achieved 3 assists and I only see 2 up on the board, I'm going to wait a couple seconds to take that shot.
Yeah, to wait to make sure. That's what I was.
The referees can do that.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, so I think maybe that would be, if you can't see the board, I think different regionals and districts are set up a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So it's another good opportunity. I know that the suspense is killing you guys waiting for the top 2 here. But it's worth kind of going over a couple of teams that maybe just missed the top 25. So we'll go the top 30. So just missing the list is Team 1024, the Kilobytes. Dropping just off also is Team 2590, Nemesis. Behind them, 28th is Eagle Robotics, 399. Behind them is 175, Buzz. And last but not least, in the 30th spot is Team 4488. It's a Shockwave. So those are teams that just missed the top 25. We like to give them credit as well. And like I said, I have the top 278. So if you're really interested in where your team is, shoot us an email and we'll try to get that out to you.
Absolutely. That's not a problem.
All right. So you ready to get to it?
Yes, absolutely. So these final two teams. So thanks, guys, for joining in. If you're gonna, bow a little early, we'll stick around just for a minute or two after the last one. But like you said, we're actually gonna go to our regional tonight to avoid this weather for tomorrow. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you watching and supporting and voting and sending us ideas and suggestions. Like, we love getting all those suggestions and ideas and all that stuff. So thank you.
All right, buddy. Here
And
we
again,
go.
Thanks to VexPro for the wonderful opportunities that they have
course.
provided. So our second-ranked team goes out to team number 33.
From Auburn Hills, Michigan, Notre Dame Preparatory School, it's the Killer Bees. 17 wins, only 1 loss. Winners of the Southfield District event.
So still hanging out in the top 3 is the Killer Bees. They competed week 1 and went 17-1 overall, winning Southfield in 6 matches. Incredible machine that just dominates every aspect of the game. They have 3 weeks in between district events, so can't wait to see what they've changed or upgraded when they play at the Great Lakes Bay Region district event, which is pretty scary to think about since how successful they already are. And they have 3 weeks to kind of fine-tune and, make some changes. So
Yeah, talk about a team, in my opinion, that just came out the first week and just set the world on fire with how great their robot is. It's an incredible machine, and we talk about this all the time. The top 25 represents such a small number of all FRC teams. So to be in the top, to be second versus 5th or 9th or even 19th, as far as the overall, all of FRC, not that much of a difference. All these teams are incredible. But even me, I kind of view 33 a cut above the rest. I think the robot really is impressive, and I think it's only going to get better. So we're interested to see when they compete again, if they were able to improve and how that goes.
yeah. All right. So that's 33. So I guess everybody kind of knows who our number 1 ranked team is through 2 weeks of competition, but it does go out to team 254.
Taking the field this weekend, debuting at number 1 from San Jose, California, Bellarmine College Prep, it's the Cheesy Poofs. 17 wins, only 2 losses, winners of the Central Valley Regional.
So taking the field at the Central Valley Regional, the Cheesy Poofs went 11-1 in qualifications, earning the number 1 seed, excuse me. They displayed the 3-ball auto, which looks pretty slick. Went, as we talked about before, they went all the way down the list and picked the 41st and the 43rd teams to be in their alliance. Losing finals match number 1, they battled back and won the regional. Put up over 200 points in 3 out of their 7 elimination matches. And we've talked about so many times before, but we get to see the privilege of them in firsthand up in Waterloo next weekend.
148.
Oh, cool. Oh, they're watching.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about it in our week 1 preview show. Remember, we had a good discussion about 3-ball auto and how successful is it going to be, this and that. So, and what we talked about happening, the possibility happened to 254. We put all the eggs in that basket, and I saw an instance where 254 had all 3 balls and missed all 3 balls.
Yeah.
The catch is they still managed to win. They still managed to win that match.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, I mean, an incredible machine. We expect nothing less from 254, and they built another great robot this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like you just nailed it. We talked about that before. Like, what happens if something happens, if some fluke thing happens? But they battled back and are still consistent. I don't think they got all 3 hot as far as I remember. But I'm sure that's something they're still
I thought I
working
did
on.
see one where they did all 3.
Yeah, but I don't think it was consistent. I don't know if they just guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Or not guess, but or just 50-50 chance of either side, or I don't know. But, yeah. Good for them. And it's just, I love seeing the robot, like, pick up both balls and then just drive with them. Like, they just hold them so well. There was a team that tried to play some defense on them there at the end. They just kind of, I guess, predicted, because they kind of get close up and shoot. So I think they just tried to predict which side they were going on, but didn't guess right or something. So
Naveed set us straight. They got 3 balls in the hot goal several times. So that's a incredible feat in and of itself. I mean, a lot of teams are, not to put them down, but good for them to celebrate getting 1 ball or 2 balls in the hot goal. But 254 makes it look easy with their 3-ball auto. It's only going to get better and more consistent. So they're going to be a force this year. And I gotta give credit to Nick Lawrence. He was posting a lot on Facebook throughout as some teams kind of released their robots, and a lot of people at the time were complaining that maybe it's going to be a boring game to watch. But there are so many creative machines out there that we've seen from.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you can just imagine 33 and 254. on Einstein. Put some other of these high level teams out there. Einstein's going to be really exciting, and there are going to be some awesome matches.
yeah.
Even though the game has flaws, even though it's not the greatest FRC game I've ever seen in my whole life, it's at the highest level. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Sure. And you're right, Naveed. I mean, I think I saw, their finals matches. I didn't see what they did during qualification. So sorry that I misspoke to all of you. But yeah, awesome. So that is the top 25 for this week. Another one in the books. So just thank you guys so much again for hanging out with us. And we couldn't do it without you. So if you have any needs, any questions, always email us. We're always willing to write you back and do whatever.
So we are really looking forward to, after talking about this game and thinking about this game so much, I know Mike and I are really excited to finally be competing this weekend at Tech Valley. So if you're bored and want to see, what should be a pretty good event, flip on Tech Valley and see how that
We'll
goes.
be there. So
And if you're going to be at Tech Valley, come up and say hi. We love talking to people and meeting people.
Absolutely.
Like we've said in the past about a trillion times. You guys get to see us, but we don't get to see you. So being able to put a name with a face is really cool. So if you have that opportunity, please take us up on that.
Yeah, please come say hi. I always love talking. So I think that's it.
Yeah, we gotta drive to Albany, which is about 4 hours 4 hours away coming up here. So we're gonna kind of end kind of abruptly tonight, which we don't enjoy doing. We love
Not at
hanging
all.
out and talking, but
So
we're gonna hit the road.
maybe we'll leave the chat running just for 5 or 10 minutes as we pack up, but that'll be it for tonight. So we really apologize about that, but we will see you again next week, same time, same place.
Yeah, thanks a lot as always for tuning in. And if you're competing this week, we wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you back here next week.
Great, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.